He came back and got it. Isn't that crazy? You gotta be kidding me. A snub nose bass. Look at that. At the same place we caught the other deal. So, what you guys haven't seen, this is my 4th day fishing with Tad. Tad fished with me a lot. He's been in a couple of my other videos. We're just starting out here on Lake Toho, and I caught a snub nose bass. Look at that thing. It's like Bubba Grump there. Big old bottom lip. That's a largemouth bass, snub nose bass right here. Yesterday, which you'll see that in a little bit, I caught about a, how big was that fish? Like 6 something probably? Like a 6.5 pound, what I call RazorBack Bass. So what you're gonna see in this video, we didn't film the first day. Second day we went to Lake Panasoffkee and had a real good start of the morning, and the fishing kind of died off. We're gonna do just like a highlight video of all these 3 days. We're just getting started here. Little 4-hour trip this morning, last day on Lake Toho, and they're just getting going. And I'm on a new grass bed that popped up here recently. It's a Saturday morning, we're the only people on it, so it's awesome. But that was our first bite. I missed him the first time, then I guess he came back and hit it. But that was a snub nose bass, so apparently we got them all right here. But you're gonna see a little bit from Lake Panasoffkee right after this, and then our 3rd day or day 2 of filming on Lake Toho, and then you'll see what we catch today. Hopefully some real big fish. All we're doing is worming. That's been the deal. Throwing a black with blue flake at 8-inch Pippinator, 1/4 ounce weight, Texas rigging. Oh, there's one. I caught one on chatterbait. I threw this chatterbait. There he is. Not a big one. Back on Lake Panasoffkee with Tad. Tad's been in like 79 of my videos. Tad's been in a lot of videos, but he's here for 4 days. We fished Toho yesterday. We did okay on Toho. It was just one of those okay days. He caught a decent fish, and we decided to go explore, and we came all the way over here to Panasoffkee. I did a video here a few weeks ago. It was dead calm and foggy. I fished that time with Bob. We've only been fishing for about 5 minutes, but this lake, talking to people, is a nasty weather lake. We don't have nasty weather today, but we have wind, and wind is important apparently on this lake. Even though I've caught them decent both times I've been here, we have some wind. I've got Tad throwing topwater right now. I tied on a chatterbait, that jackhammer. I put my pearl white wobbler on it, and that's the first bite we had, but we just started, and that fish was tiny. But hopefully we're gonna have a really good day, because a lot of you guys know Panasoffkee is full of giants, and I have yet to catch any of those giants here. So we're gonna try and do it today. Bored of it?
Yeah.
Oh, there's one. Well, that was such a weird bite because it didn't hammer it. It just kind of like loaded up on it. I've thrown a chatterbait every time I've been here and have not gotten a bite on one until today.
A little bit bigger.
A little bit bigger. A respectable bass. This will solve all the people ask me how come I never fish a chatterbait. See? That one I was just reeling it. Just like that, and he just loaded up on it. He just chased it down and loaded up on it. He didn't slam into it though. Get hit? Oh, there you go. See, it's not like a definite like a bite. It doesn't feel much different running into that moss, does it?
That's what I felt like, yeah.
Oh, there's one. They're just loading up on it. One's a little bit bigger. Just pulled some drag out. See how like you just get in an area and all of a sudden they're here. A little bit bigger. Not a bad fish. Oh, he's got a big old, where is that? He just coughed that up. What is that? It's not a bluegill. Look how big the mouth is on that thing. Like a little warmouth. Not a bad fish. Getting these little spots in this lake. Put the talons down. 3 pounds, probably 3 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. How many times have you thrown in that same spot? That's a good one there. Chatterbait. There we go. Looks just like the one I just caught. It's got something in its throat too. Can't, like a something. See the what's left of the tail way down in there? Chatterbait with a pearl white wobbler. Not a bad fish. Oh, he's all foul hook. Oh, it's a big old bluegill. Told Tad we're back at Toho today. I think I'm gonna make like a 2-part video. The first part was on Panasoffkee, and then today I told him, I said we got a little cold front that came through. I told him it was lipless crankbait weather. Look, it is catching big fat bluegill. What in the world? The line's wrapped around him. He's lassoed on this thing. Big old, look at this. It's like wrapped around his body. Won't you flop? There we go. Big old. I thought it was a decent fish, didn't you? The way he hit?
Yes, I was going to hook him in the side, the way he was fighting.
There's a few fish cruising around out here, but they're randoms, like ones here. They'll pop up like here, then one's back here.
Okay.
Got him? Right species.
What changed, huh?
Caught a bass, not just a bluegill. We moved from our first spot, top secret spot out in the middle, because apparently all that's out there right now is big giant bluegill. We came up to this shell bed, which Tad's probably fished with me about 50 times. And when we were sitting down, all these big shad, we just had our first cold front of the year move through. And when we were sitting down, we sat down on a big school of shad. They were like this big. So I'm throwing a lipless, and he was, but that was your first cast with a worm, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Love worm fishing, but sometimes you want them to eat something that's not a worm. Especially as we're getting into, it's still summer here in Florida. It's summer until it's not, which is like January. It's nice and cool out this morning, but it'll probably be 90 again in 2 days. Gee, that thing hit so hard. I wasn't even ready to set the hook. He just took off with it.
The worm?
Yeah. See, as popular as plum apples become, these fish still eat black with blue flake. See? They still eat it. Occasionally, black with blue flake. So he didn't even tap at it. I went to pull it like this and he pulled me straight down.
Got him? All right.
Yeah. Damn it. I hope that's hydrilla. Also. Big. Now he's running straight to the boat.
Oh, good. All right.
I want you to catch this. Oh, Chuck. Big old RazorBack Bass. Oh, goodies. So, this is one of those bass I call one of the RazorBack Bass. See how skinny he looks?
Yeah.
We catch these all over the place. This is on my black with blue flake pippinator. See how this fish looks skinny? And you'll look, most of these bass are rounded on their back, but these bass will always look like this and people think they're sickly. See how he's got that ridge?
Yeah.
We catch a lot of them at the Butler chain. They'll have a big, huge mouth, and then they stay skinny like this and they have that ridge. It's like I don't want to say it's a common genetic defect, but that's just what they look like. And they have I thought he was about 8 pounds when he jumped. That's why I'm guiding Tad and I want him to catch these big fish, and when I set the hook on him, I thought I had a giant. He does weigh probably 6 pounds. You miss one? He probably weighs like 6 pounds. But these are, I call them RazorBack Bass. I don't know if there's a better name for them. Like you have the Snub Nose Bass and all that. But see if you can, see how on his back there, it's like a ridge. See that? Instead of being rounded. And they always are kind of skinny like this. I caught a 9-pounder on a private lake one time and it had the mouth of a 13-pounder. But that's a good one. The Pippinator.
How much you think it would have went?
Probably 6 something. When I set the hook, he didn't move. And I was like, man, I hope this is all hydrilla. Oh, I got a bite out here. Worm. Oh, catch up to him. Not a bad one. I just threw it way out that way. Crazy, look how hard that fish is pulling. I bet he swallowed it. I couldn't feel him. He tapped at it like one of those little tiny ones, and then all of a sudden, I couldn't feel him. I think he was coming back this way through the grass.
That's a good size.
Yeah, that's not a bad one. It's one of the better ones. See ya. I hope it's a big one. Is he coming out?
Yeah.
About time. What time is it? 8:38. About the time I started biting yesterday.
Yeah, still is.
Oh, he's okay. Did he hit it like a big one though?
Yeah.
One of those just poles. It's our biggest one today. Decent fish. Normal bass. Oh, look at this. Old rusty shiner hook in it. Old rusty shiner hook. It wasn't even hooked in him. He must have jarred it loose. It was just like resting in his mouth. Decent fish. 2 3/4 pounds. Blocking. Can't see it because of the sun. It's 8. These fish have been sleeping in. This is our 4th morning in a row they've been doing this, isn't it? Or 3 days at Toho. Can't really get bit till about 8:30. I did catch that one. I caught a couple little fish today. There's a decent one though. We're also like right around the full moon. I haven't been paying attention to it. I don't know if we're on the back side of it or we're almost on the full moon. And we're on the back side of our first halfway cold front. So I don't know if that's affected them, but I think we're going to catch them good. Whoop, I just got hit while I'm sitting here looking at this text message. That was on that 10-inch ribbon tail. I just randomly threw it out here. There's all kinds of scattered grass out here. Remember when we got over this area yesterday though, we were just throwing out into nothing? What it seemed like, there's all kinds of scattered grass out there though. Get out of it. And big clumps of it too. Just another one. Actually, he's not bad. A fat little joker. That was on the ribbon tail. I think it's kind of just about being around the fish, not so much the exact worm. I mean, there's been years on Lake Toho where you had to have this one worm and it had to be this one color. But I've noticed this year, like throwing a variety, like speed worm, type worm, ribbon tail. Last year in January, they got real particular and they really wanted, for me, they wanted a ribbon tail. But right now, I feel like you can just pick up one of them. And if you land in front of one, they'll eat it. Look at this. That was one of those ones. I just threw it out and clicked it. That was all the way out of the end of the cast. Man, he's pulling like crazy. I don't know if my camera's on. Yeah, it is. Not a bad one. He must have caught it because I threw it out and put my rod like, I clicked it and my line just stayed like that. Get up here. Oh, sorry, dude. That was a rookie land. Not bad fish. See, if you're in a tournament though, bite's a little slow, but you caught that one just under 3 pounds. And then that one was probably the second biggest, which those aren't big, but would have a limit and would be thinking, you know, you get a big bite and catch like 2 more of those. Probably wouldn't win a tournament unless you all of a sudden caught a 6 and an 8. We're about done here after 4 days of fishing. We got great weather today. Tried to get Tad a big one. And it's coming down to the wire here. He's gonna catch one. We've caught enough fish each day, probably. I mean, the last little bit here, you're not gonna see all the fish we caught because a lot of them were just little cookie cutters. But we've just been throwing a worm. I mean, we tried. We caught him that one day, Lake Panasoffkee, which you saw in the video. We got a little bit about like a 15-minute chatterbait bite. And then it was nothing. That it just died after that for us. And we've tried throwing some. My thumpers are in, the speed worm type bait. We can't get bit on that right now. Couldn't get bit on chatterbait. What else have we thrown? Yeah, the ribbon tail worm worked. So we're catching them on a ribbon tail. I've actually got some bites on the June bug one here lately. And that, getting bit. And that'd be so awesome if it was a real big one. But, oh, that's not a bad one actually. One of the better ones for today. I told Tad to catch a big one while I'm closing the video out. What are the chances of that happening? Full of drag. Should have told you to do this a few times. But he's bleeding a little bit. We had a pretty good 4 days of fishing, and that's one of the big. He's bleeding a little bit, but not a big deal. all worm fishing, even with this wind and everything else we have going. It was, oh, that's the biggest one for today. Probably a little over 3 pounds. We'll put them back complete. Fine. But anyway, that was supposed to weigh like 7 pounds more than that. But anyway, I don't know how many fish. Today we probably caught the most, don't you think? Maybe?
Yeah, that was number 7, I think.
Yeah, for you. So we probably caught about 14 or 15 fish today.
Yeah.
Just decent fishing for the end of October. But thanks for watching, and got some more videos coming your way. And please subscribe to my channel. We'll see you next time. Tad's gonna be back in December. We're gonna get big, like this big, when he comes back.